Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to start a tarot and astrology and numerology live stream, a live stream of spirituality. And today we are talking about the full moon in Scorpio. Thank you very much for being here. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, and a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. I hope you are enjoying your day. I hope you are having a lot of fun with yourself, but also not going towards fake fun situations where you are just going overboard or into extreme situations because the moon is in Scorpio. So, not only that, the moon is full in Scorpio because the sun is in Taurus and the moon is opposing the sun. It always works like that, right? And the thing is, when the moon is in Scorpio, even when it's not full, it's already kind of full moon scenario. Why? Because Scorpio is fixed water being fixed on your feelings and emotions. So every time you do that too much, you end up being extreme or being seen as extreme or attracting extreme thoughts, ideas, feelings, emotions, people, places, things, and circumstances, right? So, right now, it's like that, but even more, right? So, in order for you to avoid any extreme scenario that can lead into deep transformation, trauma, or regret, or just very chaotic, very spicy moments in a more negative way, you have to be very like chill because the aggressiveness and the intensity is already there. I'm not saying that you can't do things that are in that area. You can, but you have to bring the balance. You have to be the balance and be a bit more chill and balanced. And how do we balance this energy? With the sun fixed Taurus, alright? Being more practical, realistic, fixed, and a bit more reserved about our actions, visions, perspectives, and interactions. Hi Dario, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Also remember that with the full moon in Scorpio, you can be reacting and responding or attracting, alright? Because the moon is very, very much about you also attracting people, places, or things to your life. And this is specifically with the full moon in Scorpio, it's going to be you can be fixed, or the people, places, and things that you are attracting can be fixed and reacting and responding in a very extreme way about fixed emotions, fixed feelings, deep desires, deep experiences, deep travels, very intense, secretive, behind closed doors type stuff. All right? Okay, hold on, y'all. All right. Getting things situated over here. All right. Daria saying she's enjoying herself. I wish you are too. I'm enjoying myself a lot as well. Have been a great day, great manifestations, and also I want to clear this out because we have full moon in water, right? Oh, let me hold on. Yeah, you guys can see my hands better and whatnot like this, because we have a full moon in fixed water, right? And it's a water sign. It's the most internal, feminine, dark, negative, receptive side of our experience, right? Of our awareness. Hold on. And the moon is there, fully charged, full of things that you and others around you have been doing, planting, paying attention to, feeling about, right? Because everything grows if you give them enough emotions, attention, thoughts, and it's not just about quantity, but it's also about quality and in a compatible frequency and vibration, all right? So, the full moon is in water. So when we talk about manifestations, it's not going to be very physical. It might be specifically to you, because remember, spirituality is individuality, and I hope that you always remember that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self, right? But manifestation is not as physical as people think. That's materialization. Manifestation is you manifesting an idea, a feeling that can make you go through certain physical circumstances. It can be a know-how, it can be a connection, or it can sometimes it's like you come. This is an example, right? You come back to an old pleasure, or imagine you were into football or soccer, right? And suddenly you come back to that, and you want to go to the bar, watch the game, because you want to feel that thing again, you want to connect with that thing again. And then there is this person that you kind of know, it's an associate for you, and they have a new idea, you have a new idea, or something like that, and then you connect and you make something happen, right? That was the manifestation, that feeling, especially when the moon is in water or fire. It's going to be very much about feelings, but not every manifestation is good manifestations. Like, not every money is good money, not every attention is good attention, not every validation is good validation, right? So, especially with a full moon in Scorpio, you can have a lot of manifestations that lead you to dark places, intense places, places of transformation, especially if you are feeling or really lacking on the other side of the balance, of the scale, I mean, Taurus, alright? Because you might not be lacking, but because of the full moon, and if you don't know what's going on, right, you might feel and really believe, because remember, it's still a water sign. It still deals with faith, belief, and imagination as well, in a more personal, internal way. But you can be feeling unfulfilled, lacking, unrespected, you don't have a good charisma, but hold on, because it always starts with you. Even people that say that they catch feelings, even if that's true, they allow those feelings to perturb their own image of themselves. They're being a weak spirit at that moment. And with the full moon in Scorpio, because it's full moon in water, that can happen. You can allow something to come into you, either from you or your environment and surroundings, and you might get fixated on that, and you take that feeling as a priority. And it might not even be real. Or it might be real, but the magnitude in which you are responding to that feeling might be over exaggerated and very extreme, right? Or you might just straight up be lacking some faith, right? Drop that like coming in, y'all, says Daria. That's it, thank you. Drop that like, y'all. Make this content reach more people, so more people know what's going on inside and outside, when and where it really matters. Because that's the main goal of media and social media, is to make you aware of something when and where it does not matter, right? And I don't want to be mean, but I have these memories from like watching the news with my parents when I was a kid. I had no choice, right? I wanted to watch some TV. It's that time to watch the news. Gotta watch the news, right? And it was like 5 people die in Spain in car crash because they were Portuguese or something. That is not important to me. That is not relevant to me. Me, especially being a kid, I have no business being aware of that, right? And that's a great example. It's not like they are trying to harm. Many people get this wrong. They are not really trying to harm you, because in reality only you can harm yourself. Or yes, others can harm you, but you allow it, right? But many people will take this very literally and physically. Oh, I will not allow somebody to beat the shit out of me, but if they're stronger than me, they will. But we're not talking about that, right? We're talking about they, the conspiracy, the government, the whatever that many people see as their adversary. No, they are competition. They are competition, but they are not against you. They are doing their thing. And you are not doing their thing. And that's why there is animosity. That's why there is like that sense of opposition. And because that's various groups of spirits, that's various soul groups, right? Some of them want you to see them as opposition because that's how they gather energy, right? It's like energy pollution. Yeah, indeed. Because then, especially when you are a kid or you are lost in the world, you just that's the key word, you just go to your job and live that daily life. It's way easier for that type of person to forget about themselves, their dreams, their illusions and imaginations, because like I always said, it's way better to be lost on your own illusion than to be lost in somebody else's illusion. Because even then you fail and you wake up and realize that was an illusion. It was something that you learn from yourself. You don't need to be living in somebody else's illusion, right? So, and that's with the full moon in Scorpio. It's very easy for you to receive something, water, and then get fixated on it, right? And then you might get distracted. You might throw your other manifestations away, right? Just like they do on a more general day-to-day basis. They basically want you to pay attention to their things, right? On a more broader scale. And if you are also on the right side of the energy of the quote-unquote war, you can use this full moon in Scorpio energy to your favor. You just remember, full moon is in Scorpio. I can fixate myself, also depending on your alignments, right? I can fixate myself in whatever I want or need. So why am I fixating in this specific thing that it's not beneficial or it's weird or it's toxic? I can just focus on my dreams, for an example, and be fixated on that. I can focus on my healthy and working relationship and fixated. Bro, it can be just your cat or your parrot. Something that makes you focus on what's really important to you. Alright? Daria in the chat saying, yeah, it's easy to gather energy from the people watching the news because fear of death keeps being in the back of people's head when they keep being aware of incidents that they have no business with. That's true. And then that goes to two forms, or two very general forms of collecting energy. Esoterically speaking, just the fact they are in fear and just the fact they're responding to the news and they are relating to the news, that's an energy. And then people that are more afraid of dying and are more into the system, they go more into medicine, insurance. And I'm not saying that medicine is bad, I'm not saying insurance is bad, but many people don't need it as much as they think they do, right? But that's for another video. Then, full moon in Scorpio also can make you go to war. Most likely internally, or you get in this mood where you are constantly either fighting or ready to fight. And it's very easy for somebody to drain you, right? Or, depending on your alignment as well, it's very easy for you to drain somebody, right? If you are more watery, naturally, it's easier for you to drain today, right? Because the moon is in water opposing the sun in earth. If you have more earth or air energy, and if you have Leo sun, moon or rising or anything, it's easier for you to be drained, right? Because most people will be more closed, more reactive, because they can be talkative, because remember, basically every sign is about connection and communication. Earth and air are more, but water and fire as well. The thing is, communication is not just speaking, right? Water signs can communicate through vibes. Fire signs can communicate more through feelings, excitement, or expressions or like just that look, while air and earth signs need to use more words and symbols because they are not as aware as those vibes or feelings or than the fire and water signs, but they are also are not as much, right? Not as much. That's always the key. So with the full moon in Scorpio, it's very easy for you to get fixated on a negative mood, let's say, and then this person comes in to your space, or you sharing spaces right now, and you are on this mood, and they try to offer a logical solution. They try to offer you some support, and you react not to them, but you react to the mood where you are already fixed in, right? And that's how you drain them, because they are bringing something new to try and change or uplift your mood. But instead of you changing and uplifting your mood, you just take whatever they're giving you and you add on to the fixed mood where you're already at, thus absorbing and draining. Because if you then participate and if you allow them to uplift yourself and you uplift yourself with them, you're now sharing charges. Instead of you taking all the charges, you guys are sharing charges, and in the spiritual realm, 1 + 1 is 3, right? That's why relationships are so powerful, right? That's why relationships dynamics, social dynamics, it's so interesting, and that's why people love to go out. That's why some people are quote-unquote introverts, because they want so much to interact and communicate, but they weren't able to, or they felt ashamed, North Node Lilith scenarios, or they're just slap in the face whenever they're trying to do that. Like they got traumatized, but they hold that, this is very spiritual, they might not even be logically aware of this, but they hold so much in a high light that desire of connecting and sharing stuff, that in order to protect that vision, they avoid further rejection and they assume themselves to be introverts. Because in reality, being an extrovert and an introvert is like pseudo, it's not a real thing, right? It's just how you approach being sociable, right? And you are not one of those. It depends on the momentum, it depends on the alignments, it depends on the state and spaces where you be in at the moment, right? So yeah, indeed, Daria saying indeed in the chat, I agree. So yeah, full moon in Scorpio, very, very powerful. It's more how you act indeed. Indeed. So, full moon in Scorpio, right? Opposing the sun in Taurus, right, as well. That means that you are reacting and responding in very extreme ways to or the lack of fixed feelings and emotions that deal with security, privacy, pleasure, and fulfillment. So if you feel unfulfilled right now, don't go extreme to try and get it, because you will make things worse. That in the chat saying, it's like saying you are depressed. It's a state, not a lifetime. Infinitely. I really agree with that statement. Because being depressed, in most cases, is not a disease. It's that person choosing to be in that state, rather than just creating a new one, because you have that ability. You have faith, belief, imagination, creativity, and responsibility. Those are your three spiritual powers. And you can at all times create a new space, believe in yourself, aka giving yourself fuel, or giving fuel to the feeling or idea that can take you there. And then you have responsibility, the ability to respond and just do it, you know? You don't have to be in that depressed state. You can change. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it just like that. But what I'm saying is you can do it. Esoteric Cloud Surfer, right? We ride esoteric clouds to reach higher, wider, and wiser spaces and perspectives about yourselves and your circumstances. Okay, so introduction is out of the way. 20 minutes introduction, by the way, guys. That's air sign, Aquarius head, Mars in Libra, Libra rising. We be talking here, but we got plans after this live stream as well. Got some manifestations to take care of. So let's go in, and it's fixed water. Let's go fixed into a point. Let's create earth in water. Let's create a stable space so we don't get lost. Because many people joke with Pisces and the mutable signs in general, but fixed water, you can get fixated on a scattered space, right? And you feel stable, and others look at you stable, but you're actually very lost. Keep that in mind. Let's take one tarot card for the full moon in Scorpio, for the collective reading. How is this? Because the moon is like you have your own moon, the moon is a creation, a chakra of the being or of the spirit of the being that we live in right now. Like you have beings living within you, you also live within a being, within a space, within a state, right? A specific state of awareness. If you weren't aware, you wouldn't exist. You would be a spirit, but you wouldn't exist. You know what I'm saying? So, how is the spirit of the being that we live in right now reacting to this full moon in Scorpio? What are the major influences that we will be aware, either logically, consciously, and subconsciously? Oh! And we got some Jupiter. We got some expansion for today's card. Alright? Jupiter, Wheel of Fortune. So what does this mean? It means that using the energy of this full moon, either consciously or subconsciously, you will expand on an emotion, a feeling, an emotional or spiritual state. And the Wheel of Fortune represents your fortune. So wherever, it's like you spin a wheel, right? And that wheel has many slices, different slices, and then you win a prize, right? And depending on how you spin the wheel, aka your intentions, how you will yourself into the world, into your personal space, you'll get the prize, okay? So you will expand, you will receive or see something or go somewhere you really want to go, either physically or spiritually. The thing is, not every prize in the wheel is good for you, okay? You might be expanding on a nightmare. You might be expanding on something toxic because you might think is good because you watch certain movies, your mama taught you a certain way, and that's why you were creating that path. That's why you were planting those seeds, okay? But keep an eye, because there is more opportunities, or there is different opportunities to expand. But because the full moon is in Scorpio, you might feel like you have to fixate on wherever you have right now. And to a certain degree, that's true, but you can already balance it and start to work out that exaggeration. Wherever, if you are expanding into a negative place, you can already start to balance that out, right? And get that sorted and more balanced. And if you are expanding into something positive, you just need to maintain that path. Don't do anything too much different. Don't get too much out of your way, because you are already receiving the good fortune, but you can also receive some bad fortune. The thing is, it's all on you. You are responsible. I'm not saying it's your fault. Like if you get ran over by a bus, it's not your fault, but you are responsible. You participated in that space, right? There was many events internally and externally that led you to be in that place, at the same place as the bus was there, at the same time as the bus driver was lost in their mind, and perhaps you and the bus driver were both lost out of your conscious awareness at that time in the same spiritual space. You know what I'm saying? This shit goes deep. Let's go. You were sharing spaces, spiritually and physically. Right? Right? But yeah, Jupiter, Wheel of Fortune, just keep this in mind. The full moon is already in Scorpio. It's already in fixed water. So do not expand any further. And do not expand any further any deep, toxic, extreme, or destructive emotion, feeling, or emotional state. It's already deep, it's already full of passion, intensity, and transformation. You can use this energy to expand on the opposite side and bring balance to things. Alright? Alright? So, let's go on. Let's see with the Dragon Oracle how can we access a lighter and wiser space, aka how can we access spaces within of us, preferentially, but sometimes you might be too dark and you can see that space within you, and you need to look for examples outside of you that teaches you how to look for that place within you, right? Let's see how we can access all possibilities in a more direct and lighter way. Let's go. Ooh, air and fire dragon. So basically, the full moon is like full moon in Scorpio, fixed water, opposing the sun, fully reflecting, fully charged by fixed actions, expressions, and visions that deal with physical. My bad, y'all. That deals with physical stability, practicality, and security. So those are the main roles. The water internal side has more screen time, but the earth energy, the fixed earth energy, also has a lot of screen time, play time. So in order to access all possibilities in a more direct, wiser, and cleaner way, we have to use the complementary and extreme opposite energies of today. We have full moon, fixed water, sun, fixed earth. And this is telling you, bro, you can use air and fire, air opposing water, fire opposing earth, right? You can use that to completely balance today's energies and access all possibilities, or access more of all possibilities, right? So the dragon, the air and fire dragon, is basically saying to you, communicate, express, and open yourself, but be intelligent, be smart, know when and where and to whom to communicate and socialize, and when you do, have a very strong and directed intention. Do it with excitement and out of a good space, and you'll be alright. Don't do it just cause, don't do it just to be relatable, don't do it to talk bad about somebody else. Do it for you. Let me read the card for you. Expand your creative energies. Also, this actually, I manifested a great idea, because water energy and earth energy can get you stuck in something, right? And then the best way to get out of those spaces is by creating something using that blockage or using that fixed energy as fuel or material. Like for you to make a sculpture, you need some stone or you need some clay, right? So if these full moon energies are being a bit too much to you, you can take them, spiritually speaking, and use them as clay or stone to make a sculpture. Or you can use them as paint to make a painting, you know, by expressing and communicating your imaginations and visions. Alright? Then harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion, but in an intelligent, smart, and selective way. And this actually, full moon in Scorpio, you can be accumulating or too fixed in a feeling or emotion, and then you are creative about it. And because you can be creative, you don't need to make a painting. You can be creative in how you will communicate these pent up feelings, because it might be just from today, and from these 2 days you might have this pent up feeling, super hard, super strong, but you can be creative in how and to whom you express that passion, because that's the negative side of Mars, those pent up feelings, that's a lot of passion, and you communicate that and you relieve yourself. And you can also help somebody that needs to see an example and feel more passion in their lives, and by you relieving yourself, you are charging somebody else, and thus helping them, alright? I mean, it's alright. Darius saying real shit, drop that like button. And also, remember, full moon in Scorpio, sun in Taurus, it's time to get some pleasure. It's time to get some safety, some rest, some validation, but from something that you have done already and it's appearing to you now. Don't go outside and try to make it right now. Don't go outside, try to grab it and force it. No. But it is time to satisfy yourself. You know, enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? It is, okay? So let's go for the astrological, numerology reading of today's energies. Let's go real quick. Sun in Taurus, 13 degrees. That means that's 4 energy, that we want to have a more clear mind about our fixed actions, expressions, and visions that deal with stability, practicality, and a fixed way to receive validation or profit. Then we already spoke about the full moon in Scorpio, and we will continue to speak about full moon in Scorpio in this stream. So let's jump to Mercury. Mercury, 9 degrees Taurus retrograde. So we are elevating our awareness, or we are becoming smarter and wiser about past moments where we were communicating, thinking, and analyzing in a fixed, practical, and stable way. Then Venus in Gemini, 26 degrees, almost going into Cancer cardinal water. That means that we are now spending more time or going deeper into our mutable and adaptable, cold, distant, and logical relationships or ways to relate, compromise, and appreciate and value. So you might be valuing others too lightly, you might be valuing yourself too lightly, and you spend a lot of time justifying that to yourself. I'm not valuable like that. And the full moon in Scorpio will say, yeah, go deeper into that feeling. No, don't go. As the cloud surfer is saying, no, don't go. Don't go deep into that feeling. Dar in the chat saying, appreciate what you got right now, no matter how little. True, because it can be really, really little, but you can put something on top of it, or it can grow, or you can go, or you can sell it. You can do something with it. You can just sit and relax on it. Maybe that's just all. That's all you need. You know. That's why you can have a reading with me or a personal consultation to get everything straight, so you can ride an esoteric cloud and reach a wider and wiser space about yourself, your perspectives, and your circumstances. Then Mars, 21 degrees cardinal water, aka Cancer. That means that we are creating a new awareness or we had little pieces, and now those little pieces are coming together to create a big picture, a big awareness about new passions, new emotions, and new feelings, new motivations, angers, and frustrations that are derived or associated with new feelings, new emotions, new ways to achieve pleasure, safety, security, emotionally speaking, and new spiritual purposes. Daria saying in the chat, you can manifest anything, is you that don't see or create the potential in what you got on your hands. True. It's about you and about you getting other spirits to associate with you, to create new things and move on. Then we have Jupiter in Aries, 27 degrees, 2 plus 7 it's 9. So we are getting wiser and our perspective is getting wider about our new, passionate, intense and spiritual experiences, travels, or ways to obtain and slash or share wisdom and knowledge, especially in your own personal testimonies. You went through something that was unique, that was intense, and you developed a new perspective or a new feeling or a new vision out of that experience, and then you can also develop a new way to share that in a very unique way, perhaps in a not so relatable, not so broader way. But the ones that listen and relate with that are the real ones to share that experience right now. Alright? Then Saturn in Pisces, 5 degrees Pisces. So that means that we are valuing or connecting more or getting more attached to any dreams, illusions, and imaginations that might be present in your life, or you might be valuing or needing to bring, you might be feeling the need, because you might not need, but you might feel like you need, water, Pisces, confusion. You might feel like you need to bring structure and stability to your dreams, illusions, and imaginations. And in general, that's good. But if you are doing that too much, you can kill the dream. You can kill the potential. You can stagnate the water. And when the water, Pisces is mutable water, currents that move, right? And if you bring too much Saturn, too much limits and boundaries, or too much networking, too much association, you can stagnate those waters. And what happens to stagnated waters? It becomes Scorpio, basically. It attracts some flies, some frogs, some swamp creatures, and it starts to smell bad, and then nobody wants, because then you can't be as mutable with those waters, because mutable is connecting and associating, and then nobody wants to connect and associate and be a part. Nobody sane wants to dive into those waters full of flies and swamp creatures, right? Then we have Uranus in Taurus, 18 degrees as well. 9 energy as well. So that means that you're getting wider and widening up your awareness towards new, creative, and opposing ways and unique ways to have a fixed security structure and ways to receive things into your life. Neptune in Pisces, 26 degrees. It means that we are spending a lot of time or going really deep into grand illusions and grand imaginations. And lastly but not least, Pluto in 0 degrees Aquarius, in the cusp of Taurus and Aquarius, bringing, updating, or bringing to the light, new ways to transform yourself, or new ways how you were transformed by the world in new practical ways. And now we are bringing that into fixating how you transform or how you think and communicate about how you were transformed by the world in a more fixed, intellectual, and unique way. Alright? And now let's go for the moon reading to see how the full moon is reacting and responding to its own surroundings. By the way, guys, thank you very much for being here. Remember to support me and Daria via the Patreon in the description down below, my Twitch channel, Daria's YouTube channel, You can also book a reading with me or ask Daria for a clothing, some sculptures, earrings, web design. Me, it's all about readings and personal consultations. I'm pretty sure if you want to have a personal consultation with Daria, but don't expect something like rational. Don't expect OnlyFans type shit, you know. Full moon in Scorpio. I'm already telling you, don't expect that. If you are fixated on that, don't be fixated on someone else, bro. Alright? So, moon in Scorpio, full moon in Scorpio, right? Full moon in Scorpio is opposing Mercury retrograde in Taurus. So you might be reacting and responding extremely uncomfortable, stubborn, or delusional about past moments where you were fixating your mind in something real and practical. That in the chat, laughing out loud. Let's go. Full moon in Scorpio, misunderstanding, in conjuncting, I mean, Venus in Gemini, misunderstanding, light, distant, and cold relationships because you or them are reacting in very extreme ways to very deep feelings that are not that deep because Venus is in Gemini. So how we relate, how we communicate to our relationships, how we compromise is light, is scattered, is cold. People might say, oh, I will be with you at that time. I promise I will go with you through that. And they just forget because they were thinking too much about something else. And you, with the full moon in Scorpio, you get pissed, man. You get mad because they said they're gonna be with you at that moment that is vulnerable to you. And they were late, or they are there physically but not mentally. And you can react extremely to, or somebody can be reacting to you on the other side of that of this play, right? So just remember, people are communicating and relating in lighter ways. So don't attach yourself too much to those words and to those commitments because they are in very light and scattered ways. Okay? They are not really fixed. They are not really sure. Or you're not very sure or very fixed into those commitments and relationships. Alright? Then full moon in Scorpio trining Mars in Cancer. So this is an alignment that kills people and make people kill others, okay? Because you're gonna have the most passionate and the most intense reasonings and meanings to justify your extreme fixation in a desire, feeling, emotion, or emotional state. And you will have the ability to create new purposes as the old purposes get old and outdated. A logical guy can come to you and be like, bro, that mood makes no sense. And you instantly get passionate and motivated to create a new emotion or a new meaning to justify in an aggressive and toxic way your deep feeling or emotion. In the positive way, you can use this to protect your manifestations. You were working a lot on something and now you manifested more energy, more clarity, more drive, more purpose. But people, places, and things in your surroundings, they want to distract you. No, what you're spending so much time into is not that valuable. And you go to passion and motivation and you create as many reasons and new reasons and meanings as necessary to keep you on track. It's not about putting them on track, it's about keeping you on track. Like I said before, if you weren't on track, don't force yourself into the track or don't force the track into you. Only if you're already in the track, force you keeping in the track. You know what I'm saying? Next, full moon in Scorpio, in conjuncting, oh bro, people gonna die today, especially like on people on places where people are less aware and they are more like chaotic, because then we have Jupiter in Aries as well. So we have Mars in Cancer trining going direct to this full moon in Scorpio. Remember, Scorpio is ruled by by Mars, so its father or its main charge is super close. It's directly channeling energy. And then we have Jupiter, the ability to expand in Aries, which is also ruled by Mars. So we have here a lot of Martian energy ready to be used. That in the chat saying, because going on the road without a car is dangerous. That's true, but you can go on a bike. No, I'm joking. I know what you're saying. I'm joking. Then, full moon in Scorpio, misunderstanding in conjuncting Jupiter in Aries. Misunderstanding because you are reacting too deep, or you are too close, you are too private. That's why you are misunderstanding new experiences or spiritual ways to have or share wisdom and knowledge in a very unique way, or somebody can make you go through, or they can share to you a very unique piece of spiritual wisdom or a very unique feeling, and because you are so fixed in your own feelings, you feel kind of weird, you want to distance yourself, or you feel or think that they are reacting weird to you because you are not reacting to them, you are reacting to the fixed feeling where you are in. But this misunderstanding, positively speaking, can make you discover or be discovered by a unique person without you expecting it. Negatively can lead to disaster, explosive moments. Alright? Even moments where your deep safe spot gets, or your deep desires, or your all the skeletons in your closet get exposed. Alright? Then full moon in Scorpio, kinda sextiling, kinda squaring Saturn. Trining. I was already thinking about Pluto. My bad. Because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, so the full moon was taking me there, but no, I'm on my way. I'm on my track, right? Full moon in Scorpio, trining. Bro, what the fuck? Grand water trine. I didn't realize this, bro, but it's true. Grand water trine. Cheers. Cheers, bro. It's a good time to have dreams, illusions, imaginations, good time to be spiritual. And if your business is dealing with spirituality, it will grow very much. So let's go. Because then you have Sun in Taurus, opposing the Moon, bringing balance to the fixed Moon, to the cardinal passions, and the mutable reality. Wow, let's go, says Dari in the chat. That's true. Cheers, mate. Because, yeah, Saturn in Pisces, full moon in Scorpio, Mars in Cancer, Saturn in Pisces. Grand water trine. Alright? So, with this grand water trine, we have the ability, or we have the gift to be extremely fixed on emotions and feelings that can spark new passions and motivations, or angers and frustrations that make us or others around us feel the need to bring structure and reality and associations to their dreams, illusions, or imaginations. Or you can create new passions or new frustrations that make others want to limit your dreams, illusions, and imaginations. That is going to walk Ace. See you soon. See you soon. Ace needs to be walked. Let's go. And then full moon in Scorpio. Ace is our cat, by the way. Full moon in Scorpio, trining Saturn in Pisces, a gift to be very passionate or be very fixed in emotions and feelings that you or others want to bring reality, structure, limits, boundaries, network, and associations towards those feelings and emotions when you are very fixed and motivated about them. Full moon in Scorpio, opposing Uranus in Taurus, feeling extremely uncomfortable or extremely grateful, if you are on the positive side, about new, unique, and changeable, or that make you change, or that make the world change, fixed ways of having stability, security, and receiving something positive or lucrative in your life in a physical or emotionally stable way. Full moon in Scorpio, trining Neptune in Pisces, a gift to be extremely fixed in grand illusions and grand imaginations. And lastly, but not least, full moon in Scorpio, kinda squaring, kinda sextiling Pluto in Capricorn. So, because Pluto in the cusp, because Pluto is really 0 degrees, right? Yeah, it's still 0 degrees. And it's not retrograde, true, but it moves so slow, it doesn't really matter sometimes. So, full moon in Scorpio, sextiling, let's see in that side, right? I like to separate the cusp, so then you on your own can bring those ideas together. Full moon in Scorpio, sextiling Pluto in Capricorn, an opportunity to be extremely motivated or extremely down, feeling extremely down, because or about transformative ways that made you create new ways to be practical and stable, or learning how to transform your deep passions and extreme feelings in a more logical, creative, and unique way. Alright, guys? Now, let's go for the tarot reading for each sign. Let's go. Book a reading with me also via Instagram DM using the Linktree in the description down below, or use the email in the description down below as well. esotericsurfer69@gmail.com, and 69 is the symbol here. Is this 69 is this over here? It's this, right? 6 9, right? Oh, let's go. We have a card for Aries. If you have Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, Aries Mars, or Aries Capricorn, because because Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So if you have Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, or Mars, this reading is for you. And you got reversed Prince of Wands. Prince of Wands, but in reverse. So, what does this mean for you, Aries? It means that you are being aware, or you are reacting and responding to a new way to externally associate and share your unique visions, feelings, ideas, actions, and expressions, but you or others around you are misunderstanding, misusing, and misvaluing that new way to associate and share your unique visions and feelings. Alright, this was Aries. Now we're going to go to Taurus. Alright, let's take a card for Taurus. What is your zodiac? People in the chat, people watching right now, tell me your sun sign, tell me your moon sign. If you have the sun in Taurus, the moon in Taurus, your rising, your Venus, or if you have sun in Scorpio, because Taurus is also ruled by the earth, and their earth sign is the opposing to your sun sign. So if you have sun in Scorpio, your earth side is Taurus, your earth sign, your earth side is Taurus. So this reading is for you as well, and we got a card right now. So for Taurus, 10 of Pentacles. So you might be reacting too much reality, structure, responsibility, pressure, and just feeling very limited, or feeling very structured, or you might be feeling very stuck, or you might feel like it's too much people or too much support around you, just too much earth, too much reality, too much practicality that can make you feel very like suffocated or very alive, just remember that it's a full moon opposing you. So you might just feel you, because this might be true, but not to that degree, you know. MC as an Aries rising, Aquarius sun, and Scorpio moon. Oh, so you're gonna be reacting and responding to yourself, and others will be reacting and responding to yourself in others, and you will be reacting to yourself in very extreme ways. But they might not show it, right? Depends on their sun sign and depends on their Mercury and also a little bit Venus side. So let's go to Gemini. If you have Gemini sun, Gemini moon, Gemini rising, or Gemini Mercury, this reading is for you, and you are in conjuncting misunderstanding this full moon and the deep feelings, emotions, and motivations that are being generated or reflected by those. Oh. You wanna hide, but I got you. Two of Swords. Alright. Two of Swords. So that means that you might be relating too lightly, or you want others to relate to you in more light ways, because everybody is so deep, it's so hidden within themselves, or you can be the one that can unblock and lighten up certain situations and certain moods by communicating and thinking in a more relatable, light, and logical way. Or you just might be feeling weird because you are in this state, you want to communicate in and about light stuff, or more intellectual, more distant kind of ways, and everybody is like super deep and super emotional, you know? Or you feel them like that and you want them to be a bit more logical, relatable, and open. Now, let's move to cardinal water, aka Cancer. Let's go. If you have the sun, moon, rising, or Jupiter, because Jupiter is exalted in cardinal water, this reading is for you, and you are trining this full moon in Scorpio. So you have a gift to be extremely fixed on any new feelings and emotions that you or people around you might be expressing and you are attracting, okay? So let's see what card we have for you. All the cardinal waters outside. Oh, let's go. Four of Swords, okay. Alright. Wait, where? Oh, it's right there. Four of Swords. So this means that you or people around you want you to be more logical, more straight, and more clear in a logical way about your feelings and emotions, okay? And you might be feeling like the world is demanding this from you, but that might not be true, okay? Because you might be the one that is doing this, thinking too much, or trying to communicate too much, or trying to be too clear and straight about your feelings and emotions, and then others react weirdly to that, and you think they are not being logical, or they need to be more logical in order to be able to understand you. So you might be ignoring or not using the gift that you have today. So be aware of that. So let's go to Leos. So Leo, if you have sun, shit, ooh, you guys a bit scattered. You guys a bit scattered because of 10 of Wands, because too much fire, too much feelings, too much passions, too much imaginations, too much expression, and too much action will make you and your environment scattered, okay? So if you have Leo Sun, Leo Moon, and Leo Rising, this reading is for you, and you are squaring the full moon in Scorpio. So you are learning how to react in deeper and more intense ways, or others are learning from you how to bring more light, validation, and pleasure to those deep feelings and deep desires. Let's go. Two of Wands, all right? So this means that in general, Leos, you are wanting or needing to communicate and relate your visions, expressions, passions, motivations, and your spiritual belief systems with the Two of Wands. All right? Just be careful, because everybody is a bit more deep, everybody is a bit more strategic and private, and you might not find and get hurt and feel rejected, and it's just you over exaggerating and overreacting because you're trying to over communicate. You're trying to get too much validation, perhaps. You want others to recognize and see your shine, but you just need to be a bit more relatable. You don't need to go that far. Okay, Leos? Let's go into Virgo. If you have your Sun, your Moon, or your Rising, or your Mercury in Virgo, this reading is for you, and you are sextiling the full moon in Scorpio, so you have an opportunity to fixate your emotions and feelings into your usual worrying and stressing, or you have an opportunity to feel extremely emotional, safe, or supported in whatever physical circumstances you are going through right now. And you got reversed High Priestess. So reversed High Priestess means that you are receiving from within yourself or from a reaction to something external, but it's still you creating that message or that manifestation that is great for you and your path, or just a great message to be aware of something, but it's coming from the internal realm. Actually, it can be through your body as well, because you are a Virgo, right? But you or people around you are misunderstanding, misusing, or misvaluing this deep internal spiritual message that you are receiving from this full moon in Scorpio. So just make sure to trust yourself, believe in yourself, and listen to yourself. Let's move on to Cardinal Air, Libras. If you have Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Saturn, because Saturn is exalted in Libra, this reading is for you, and you are inconjuncting. No, you are fatal attracting this full moon in Scorpio. So you might think that you or others are overreacting to something, and you might think that it's because of new ways to think and communicate, or you might think it's because of your values or others' values, but it's just the full moon in Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? But you might think that you or people close to you are doing those things in how you see it, Libra, but it's just full moon in Scorpio. And you got reversed Four of Pentacles. So with the reverse Four of Pentacles, this means that you are thinking and wanting to be clear and straight about your reality, your responsibilities, your structure, and how you can go into the future in a safe, consistent way. But you or others around you, because it's all about the full moon, you might be attracting these things. You or others around you are misunderstanding, misusing, or misvaluing this ability or this need or this want to be clear and structured in your mind and awareness of reality, limits, boundaries, efficiency, and profit. Let's move on to Scorpios. If you have your sun, your moon, your rising, your Mars, your Pluto, or your Uranus, because Uranus is exalted in Scorpio, this reading is for you and the full moon is in your sign. So you are overreacting and over-responding to yourself, or you are attracting people that are overreacting to themselves or you in extreme ways, and because of deep emotions, deep feelings, or deep desires. And we got Aries got this in reverse because they are misunderstanding the full moon. But you don't, you got this straight up. Alright? Which is the Prince of Wands. Oh no, this is the Princess. Prince of Wands. This means that you have an external, more masculine, more logical way, and it doesn't mean that you have it right now, okay? You might have to create it, you might have to go through something, Scorpio, okay? You might get to get fixated on a deep emotion before you reach this, or you might already have it. It depends on your personal experience. But you have an external, more logical way, new way of relating and associating your wisdom, knowledge, visions, imaginations, and spiritual belief systems. Let's move to Sagittarius. If you have your sun, your moon, your rising, or your Jupiter in Sagittarius, this reading is for you, and you are fatal attracting the full moon in Scorpio, so you might confuse yourself and the people close to you with those energies, and you might not remember that the full moon is in Scorpio. And you have 9 of Cups though. This is good, but it can also be bad. I'll tell you why. Why I mean, or how. 9 of Cups. Here we go. Andromeda. So this means that you can elevate, get wiser, or place a feeling and emotion on a pedestal, right? Or you can elevate your own emotional state. And the thing is, you can be fixating yourself in a toxic emotion, relationship, or pleasure or desire, and then you elevate that above yourself. And that feels good because the full moon is in Scorpio, but it might not be the right thing to do. But you can elevate yourself and your emotional state, or just be wiser and have a wider subconscious awareness, e-awareness of yourself and your surroundings and the people, places, and things that you are manifesting, and why you are manifesting, and how or what does that reflect of your internal world, and what is the path, the trail that you are right now based on your manifestations, attractions, and materializations, or the lack of them. Everything that I just said will contribute to you getting wiser and more and wider awareness of your emotional realm, or just the subconscious realm around you. let's go into Capricorn. If you have your Sun, Moon, Rising, Saturn or Mars, because Mars is exalted in Capricorn, this reading is for you, and you are sextiling the full moon in Capricorn. So you have an opportunity to be extremely fixed, supported or passionate about new ways, new creative ways to be practical, safe and secure in your life. And you got Gemini, the Lovers. So this means that you or somebody or some place or something that you are attracting, they want to relate a lot. They want to be a part of you. They want to fixate themselves on your new way to be fixed or to feel fixed. They perhaps, because with the full moon in Scorpio, you can be attracting somebody that wants to get too close. They want to relate too much. They want to get too clingy. Or you are being like this, okay? But you or your attractions are focusing on relationships, exchanging values, communicating, bringing things internally low to higher spaces, to lighter spaces, via communication, via sharing, via being mutable and adaptable in your own way of thinking, communicating and analyzing, and being open and mutable to others that also want to communicate with you. But because the full moon in Scorpio, you gotta make sure that either you already have keyword a good relationship, or you already have a core set of values that you share, or a physical financial goal that you share, and then you can go all in and go deep into relating, communicating or loving. All right. Then we have Aquarius. And Aquarius always wants to be different, so hold on. Let's go. If you have your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, your Saturn, your Uranus, or your Mercury, because Mercury is exalted in Aquarius, this reading is for you, and you are squaring the full moon in Scorpio, so you are learning how to react more deeply and with more passion to yourself and things that are meaningful to you, and others can learn from you how to be more intelligent, smart and unique about their deep emotions, states and desires. Oh, no, almost. That card was almost going, but it didn't. Oh, a little bit of scatteredness, but the cards fell together, so it's okay, it's not too bad. Alright, we got a card, which is the Three of Pentacles for all the Aquarius out there. This means that you are going through a process where you want to be more aware, or you want to be aware of new things that deal with practicality, stability, safety, security, efficiency, and profit in your life. Because for you, for the Aquarius, full moon in Scorpio means double squaring. Squaring the full moon in Scorpio and squaring the sun in Taurus. So you are really creating real awarenesses about yourself, your surroundings, your values, your ability to be passionate and to go deep into maintaining a real circumstance that can support and materialize your desires and ideas in a profitable, fixed and secure way. Gotcha? And lastly, but not least, the beautiful, the powerful Pisces. The crazy Pisces. Nah, Pisces is cool. Pisces be cool. So, if you have the Sun, the Moon, your Rising, your Jupiter, your Neptune, or your Venus in Pisces, because Venus is exalted in Pisces, this reading is for you, and you are trining the full moon in Scorpio. So you have a gift to go extra deep and to get extra fixated in whatever feelings, emotions, dreams, illusions, imaginations, or nightmares that you already go into. And also you have the gift to feel more secure or to feel super structured and confident in all those dreams, illusions, and imaginations, and spirituality as well, right? Let's go. Reversed Judgment, reversed Pluto. So this means that you are going through transformation, you are going through deep changes, or you are attracting people that are going through deep changes and deep transformations, especially when it's time for them to judge and value themselves, or how they judge and value others and the world around them, this super dynamic of Taurus and Scorpio. But you or them, whoever you are attracting and manifesting, you or them are misunderstanding, misusing, or misvaluing this transformation process. All right, this change in judgment. All right, and that goes deep, but because those water signs, only you know how deep it can go. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. Remember, you can ask a full moon reading, 3 cards for yourself, so you know what specifically, uniquely is going on for you. And also you can add up from some extra, you can add up dragon oracle cards to know how to, from that path, achieve all possibilities in a faster, simpler, cleaner way, and without using so much energy. So you can use energy to expand yourself once you reach all possibilities. Alright, guys, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you know what's going on in you and around you. If you enjoyed the stream, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with your friends, say, oh, go watch Esoteric Cloud Surfer. He's into spirituality and astrology in a very logical, relatable, and also serious way. Alright? So thank you very much for watching once again. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. Always remember that the best way to be is to be yourself, and that in full moon, whatever is the sign the full moon is in, do not go too much out of your space, do not do anything too much, and especially with the full moon in Scorpio, don't get too much fixated, don't get too much into any feeling, emotion, passion, motivation, anger, frustration, or desire, and you will be alright. Always remember, all possibilities. Until the next time, Esoteric Cloud Surfer and the wisest spirits right here, right now, surfing out. See you soon. Enjoy your full moon.